Hello and welcome to another race narration video. Today we're going to be talking about Cornwall, which is the finale of Cascade Cross up in Bellingham.
10 seconds.
They do what's called a Le Mans style start. So you can see here my camera is sitting on the ground. That's because my bike's on the ground. And there goes the starting noise. Right, what's happening right now is everybody's sprinting across the field to their bikes. Unfortunately, I thought about doing a chest cam, didn't end up doing that today. This is kind of chaos here. That guy bumps into me. But we're off to a pretty good start here, rolling towards the start of the course where it starts to get tight. This guy points me in the right direction. I almost went the wrong way, so that would have been unfortunate. And we start out with this kind of muddy tree section. It's actually, I had pre-ridden the course before, but it was a lot muddier after the race actually started. So here, there's some little jumps, and I decided to give it a shot. And this is my first mistake.
That was dumb.
totally messed that up.
Worth it.
Lose two positions right there. But I did get the whole shot, so I was happy about that. If only I had been able to to keep it up and to deliver. That's fine. We're still in the single tracky type stuff here. Still a lot of mud, so it's hard to really move positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we're going through here, there's this fun little, there's indentations on the sides of the road, so you gotta hop over theirs a little bit. You gotta pop up the wheel a little bit. Mud was honestly one of the biggest factors in this part of the course and in the race in general. It was a fairly technical course, but the mud just made everything so much harder. See that guy sticking his foot out. Another one of these little bumps. Not too bad, those little divots around the road. As we're rolling through here, I'm starting to think about my position. Man, the guy in front, two guys in front of me, one of those guys just rolled off and managed to pass a bunch of people. So the guy up in the orange, I think, is part of a different field. Which is not a good spot to be right here. You can't really pass people in this area very easily. Yeah, in retrospect, I was losing a ton of time here. I'm sure that he's developing a gap off the front there. But thankfully, once you come around this corner, the road opens up, it turns into pavement, and you can sprint to move up if you need to, which is just great. This was a very fun part of the course. There's a lot of swoopy turns, and this section you can really go super fast in. You can see we're just rolling straight through there. Then here we go, we have a couple of uphills and a couple of little rollers in this section. This is actually pretty steep here. You can hear the mud rubbing on my wheels a little bit, but it's a good spot to clear off mud. Just go fast and practice corners, move around people. I'm still in the beginner's field, so I'm still working on some of the technical stuff. But so I like sections, of course, like this that are swoopy and fast and not too techy. So here we go. Yeah, this guy in front of me is in a different field for sure. It was very fun to see how much speed I could carry through each of these corners. We have a little hairpin here, and then some more roadside bumps. These were pretty pronounced. Not too bad, but the weather today, thankfully, wasn't so bad. It was mid-40s and dry-ish.
On your left.
Here we go. There's another spot you could pass people a little bit. You've got this pretty tight hairpin around the tree with a lot of loose stuff on the ground, which is always a little sketch. But yeah, so the weather was decent. I'd actually done this race before, which is cool because this is my first season of racing, so this is the first race that I got a chance to do more than once, because I did this last year and it was the first race I ever did. So this was very fun coming back to this course. The previous year it was I think, 4 degrees outside, 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So very, very, very cold. There was 5 people who showed up for my field, and out of those 5, 3 of us did not finish, myself included. So here's the first actual on-course obstacle, those kind of tree roots, or tree trunks, yeah, laid over the course. I'm not a jumpy man, I'm a get off the bike and hop person, for now at least. There was a guy who was bunny hopping almost every barrier that we're going to see later in the video. And he ended up gassing himself out eventually doing that. So this is another fast part of the course. I really like this gravel section. There's just about nothing that feels as good as coming from a very muddy section and going into a section that's gravel or pavement, because you can just rip it and you feel like you're going so fast even though you're going maybe 10 miles an hour. This is another area where I actually lost some time, because one of the things I would do here is break into this corner probably more than I actually needed to. You see this guy does the hops, and that ended up being a mistake for him there. There are some barriers. I think those first 2 sets of barriers, the trees originally and the ones we just saw, I would have struggled to jump. There are some barriers coming up here. Yeah, this next set of barriers I felt were pretty doable. The energy at this race was just incredible, partially just because there's these little kids and their mom, and the kids were just screaming. But there was somebody who handed out cowbells. This is the finale of their series, so they really put together just a spectacular event here, the Cascade people. They had really good prizes for the podiums. You know, because they're a smaller event, they can afford to do some nice stuff. This was one of the harder obstacles on the course, this big, long set of stone stairs. There are people who ride about halfway up and then run up the stairs. I think, in retrospect, that would have been a better move. I decided to not do that, just because I thought it would be easier to walk up the stairs, and I don't know, I'm not sure. I think it probably would have been easier to ride up the first half and then walk up after that, but that's okay. Then remounting here, the first couple of laps I remounted from the wrong side. Well, I remounted from the side I normally remount from, but I found that it's a lot easier to remount from, like if you're on a hill, to remount from above the bike rather than below the bike, even if you're used to mounting on, for me, the left side. This section was very fun as well. It was a lot of bumps. It was even with the GoPro stabilization, you can see it's very bumpy, but it doesn't really do it justice. There's a lot of little logs in here, and it's the kind of thing where I felt like I was very underbiked for going down these fast, rooty sections. And here, this was fun. Nice big sweeping corner into this little uphill. I'm trying to keep it as hard as I can on this uphill. I'm a slightly smaller guy, so I feel like that's always a nice little advantage I have, is going up things is slightly easier. I, at this point, have completely lost track of where I am in the race. I think I'm in the top 5. That's what I'm hoping for throughout this race. I don't know if these guys are in my field or in a different field. One of the things that Cascade, I don't think does, but MFG does do, MFG is another cyclocross series, is colored numbers. These guys, I think all of the numbers are the same, so it's hard to tell who's in what field.
Hey.
That guy was nice, he let me through. So it was hard to tell which field I was in. This is another fun, fast section with some kind of sketchy, like, rocks and roots. Not too bad, but there was a couple that were like, didn't love. And we're coming up on one of the bigger features in the course, which I'll talk about here in a second. This is definitely an interesting part of it. Yeah, there's some roots that can really catch you off guard as you're coming through these sections. So here we go. We're coming into this turn. This is an important turn because it sets you up for what I would say is the most famous feature on this course, which is the rock wall. So first you got to go up this big bump, and then you have this kind of rock, which is a lot steeper in person than it looks on the camera. and then you hit the gravel section. I was, after my race, standing near that rock just watching people go off of it, and there was at least a couple decent crashes off of that thing, so I was a little sketched out by it.
Oh, so much
Yeah,
muddier.
and just about every lap it gets muddier. That's just part of cross, though. I'm still getting used to surviving the mud. So each time I hit this feature, I kind of tried different lines. There you can see I thought about doing the jump, decided against it.
Get it.
Just slowed myself down in the mud.
Sorry about
Here
that.
we go, through the mud again. That person is awesome. I always appreciate people putting the tape back up or,
Appreciate
you know, volunteering, helping out anyway. Here, I probably should have gotten off the bike sooner and passed this person, but that's okay. It's okay. I have this opportunity coming up, I know. But I think one of the challenges I have is balancing pacing with passing. That and just cornering through the mud is really difficult. It's hard because a lot of the times the lines that you want to take
Adds a whole new
are
factor.
the muddiest part of the course, so you have to choose a different line, and it may not be the right one through the
I'm
corner.
trying.
It's fun. It's good times. You can see I tried to pass on the inside there and just totally failed. Here we go. You don't really see it on camera, but that guy saw me coming up behind and tried to sprint a little bit. By that point, I already had some speed going for me. It's great. You can really carry a lot of speed through this corner, which is just super nice because you have that straight and you want to sprint, and it would be a bummer if they made you slow down right afterwards for doing all that hard work. This course was just so well designed. They don't really change it that much year to year. Sometimes they'll do different parts of the rock feature, I understand, but it's just a beautiful park, beautiful course that they've got going on.
Coming by on your left.
This guy, I don't think they were part of my race either, which was fine. I have no idea where I am in the race at this point. I know that there are a few people in front of me, just because I haven't seen them in a while, so I'm trying to keep as much speed as possible. You can see I'm getting better at the lines through these corners. Got to the point where I had to worry a little bit about pedal striking one of those trees, but I did not, and I managed to get it just about perfect pretty quickly here. So I was very happy about that. This was another good spot for passing, coming out of the tree. I felt like I needed to carry speed through this section as much as possible because it's definitely fairly wide and there's a lot of different lines through these trees that can allow you to pass people in different ways. When you get into sections like this where you're just kind of going and you don't have anybody directly in front of you to follow, I find it more difficult to keep a solid pace going. I mean, part of it is also my heart rate is just much higher after the first lap, usually. But also part of it is, like, I have no carrots to chase at this point. So it's just the stick of, like, I know there's people behind me and I don't want them to catch me. as the race went on, I was able to carry a lot more speed through this section. I figured it out. But yeah, so past this, the race just plays out pretty uneventfully. I just wanted to make this narration video to kind of talk about mostly about the course and just the race experience. There's my friend Hannah, she's awesome, cheering me on. But yeah, so I just want to chat about that. It really is such a beautiful course, and all of these races up in Bellingham are so much fun. There's so many good people there. They're much smaller than the MFG events, but there's fewer categories, so they're a lot more competitive, I find, and their courses are just very unique. A lot of these features are built up. They're or less built up. They're part of the natural park. We've got logs instead of barriers, stairs that are part of the park. It's great. I'm always really impressed by the events that these folks put on. So yeah, I'll let the rest of the race play out without narration. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching.
Go get him!
Right? Yeah. So far, This is proving to be one of the most technical sections of the whole course somehow.
Okay, I lied.
The mud, man.
I do want to talk about this moment here, this little section, just a little bit. Because this was a critical mistake that I made.
It's almost impossible.
I ended up finishing 5th in this race, and let's see if you can identify the moment that I lost that podium spot. I just let these guys by. And I mean, like, yeah, they were more experienced than me. They definitely, or almost definitely, were going faster than me at this point. So it was courteous, but I didn't need to let them through. We were racing. And that was a mistake. It was a mistake because they ended up both beating me. And yeah. But that's okay. I had such a good race. It was so much fun. And I promise I won't interject again.
on your head.
Let's go, big boy! Come on!
Stairs suck. Got it. Whew. Woo! Whew. Sorry. On your left. Thank you. Whew.
Almost to the top.
Thanks.
Let's go.
Bad spot I've had. Oh, good. Happens. Mud! Oh my god! So slippery. Brutal.
I'm going.
Yeah, got it. Hit it.
Go shark.
Clipped in. Okay. Unclipped on my right side. Hey, hey, hey. There we go. Whew. Mud, man. Oh. Yeah. Happy I'm in this race and not a later one. Thanks. Whew. Nice. Good job. Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Woo! Good job! Nice hops. Good shit, man.
You're killing it!
Doing great. Keeping up the pace. Good job, folks. Whew. Stairs are the worst part of this course.
Oh God, dude. There it is. There it is. Pushing hard. Pushing hard. Boy, that bike must be really heavy now, dude.
One more time. Not my favorite spot to be passed.
My favorite spot to pass.
Yeah. Down here. There you go. Here's your chance. Good job. Last lap. Good race, man. I love the hops. They're a killer. Coming up on your left or your right. Thank you. Happens to the best of us. This sucks. This bit always sucks.
Yeah! You got it! You got it! Yeah!
Whew. On your left side here. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you as well.
On your left. Sorry, a little tight. Thanks. Woo! On your left. What field are you in? Okay. So I don't have to sprint for you. Might be fun though.
You don't have to sprint me? Round it out, shark boy. We're almost done.